On DC Music Rocks, we're shining a spotlight on the great songs, artists, and incredible people behind the DC region's local music scene. Justin Trawick has been a staple in the scene for as long as I've been in DC, and then probably more. I'll never forget the moment that we were as my band Fellowcraft was just kind of starting out, and yours was one of the names that people end up your name gets tossed around with DC music quite a lot, and you're one of those names that I've known for a while. And so working with you and like advice and guidance from you and your thoughts on different things, the world seems to, the local music world connects with Justin. So I've been a fan for a while, and it's truly an honor. I'm excited. Thanks for being here with us today, man.
Was it you and me that had a 45-minute conversation in my parents' parking lot on the phone years ago before you started doing this show? I'm
laughing so hard because I definitely, if it was in your parents' parking lot, I wouldn't have known because it was on the phone.
Right.
But that could have been. I mean, we were talking about the business and
you hadn't done this yet.
This was even before this. I think that was a Fellowcraft conversation.
But I told you had a good. Show. I told you had a good broadcast voice. Do you remember that?
I do. Now that you bring that up, it's true. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And here you are, successful. You own multiple beach homes.
Oh, stop it! This isn't about me and my beach homes. Thanks, though. All right. So let's talk about you now. First and foremost, I want to know the name Justin Trawick and the Common Good. What is and the Common Good? What is that?
I'm from Virginia, and I grew up in Leesburg. I went to college in Farmville, Virginia, at Longwood University, and I live in Arlington now, and I am a Virginian. I am probably more technically a Northern Virginian, but I am a Virginian. And so when I was looking for a band name, I really wanted to somehow involve Virginia in the band name, and the Commonwealth was already taken. Justin Trawick and the Commonwealth. So I looked up Commonwealth in Wikipedia, and on Wikipedia, the definition of Commonwealth, and I have to look at it again, but the definition of Commonwealth in Wikipedia has something about doing something for the common good. And so Justin Trawick and the Common Good is a subtle reference to Virginia.
I got it. A little tribute to Virginia.
Yeah.
I love it. And so, and you've been in the area. How long? You said you were in Leesburg. When did you're in Arlington now?
I live in Arlington, just down the street from here. We can get drunk and stumble home to my place.
Excellent.
Watch Netflix.
Oh, it sounds like such a fun evening. I got to be honest. It really does. And how long ago did you come to Arlington? Have you been in?
I've been in Arlington since 2006. I was commuting back and forth from my parents' house to regular day jobs for 2 years after graduating college in 2004. And then I moved into an apartment building down the street, of which is in about 45 days going to cease to exist. I got a letter in the mail from my landlord that says your building is being demolished. It's going to no longer be there. So
there it is.
I'm having to figure my life out now.
Okay, you got some figuring to do. My God! And speaking of figuring your life out, actually, I wanted to ask you, when did you decide you made the decision to do music full time? And this is a full time thing for you?
Yeah. My last day job ended in 2008.
Got it. And what was it that pushed you over the edge to say, all right, I'm just going to commit to this?
I got laid off.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was like, I could find another job, or this music thing's kind of working. What if I give it a go?
No. My parents definitely wanted your first option. They wanted me to get a job. You know? My parents were like the people who... my dad had 2 jobs his entire adulthood. My mother had 1. That's a greatest generation. That's like a baby boomer generation thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I always wanted to do music full time. But I think I'm actually happy that I was laid off. If I had not been laid off, I don't think I would have had the guts to quit a job that was giving me money to show up somewhere. It's everybody's dream, but it's really hard to. It's really, really hard to just say, I don't want money handed to me anymore. I'm going to go do my own thing.
Absolutely.
And so when that choice was made for me, I kind of, in about a week or two of some thinking, had realized that without really knowing it, I had amassed enough of business, of bars that I was playing, and a little bit of notoriety already that I actually could maintain paying my rent, my health insurance, my car insurance, and going on terrible dates and stuff like that on music. And DC is a great place to do that because there's a lot of money to be made as an artist here, as opposed to anywhere else in the country. The government's not going out of business. There's a lot of organizations that are spending money on events. I am a working musician here, and then I go to places like New York, and I try to get seen.
Yeah. And you're involved in a lot of other things. So it's not just Justin Trawick and the Common Good. You play shows, but then I've heard people talk about the Nine. Talk about the other stuff that you're doing.
The Nine was right before my job ended. I was attempting to come up with a way for me and my friends to get into better venues and in front of more people. Some sort of collective. At the time, there were two different national tours happening. There was one called the Hotel Cafe Tour, which is Hotel Cafe is a very famous iota-sized, rest in peace, iota-sized venue in Hollywood, California.
Yeah.
And of people that people become famous from playing there, similar to becoming famous from playing at Rockwood or the Living Room in New York. But and then there was also something called 10 out of 10, which is TEN out of TENN, 10 people out of Tennessee, in Nashville specifically. And these two tours were doing things that, like the Hotel Cafe Tour, people were touring as all these people hanging out at a hotel cafe. They're all friends, so why don't we all just tour together? 10 out of 10 was all these friends, big artists from Nashville touring as a big collective group. And I had seen these two things happening. One of the best shows I ever saw at IOTA, which again is, if you're listening, we're in Arlington, Virginia. IOTA is a club that's now defunct just down the street from us, and it's where I got started, and it's very sad that it's gone. But one of the best shows I ever saw there was a 10 out of 10 show. And so with the Nine, I pitched the talent buyer, Steve Lambert of DC 9, which is on the corner of U Street and 9th Street, hence DC 9. And I said, hey, I'm looking to do like a collective kind of show, like a unique, unique kind of show structure. What if we call it the 9 at DC 9? And sometimes I wish the place was called DC 6, DC 7, because 9 is a lot. But, it's like I've committed to the branding at this point. This year is my 10th year. We're actually planning a very big 10th anniversary show. I'm talking to some of the bigger venues, but I'm really excited about it. But the 9 has been great. Rachel Platten, who everyone knows on the radio now, has done it. Jimmy Haha from Jimmy's Chicken Shack has done it. I mean, Adam Levy, who is the guitar player for Nora Jones, and the guy that plays, the sweet guitar licks on "Give Me One Reason" by Tracy Chapman, which you always hear when you're shopping for pasta in any kind of grocery store. We've had some big people on it, and I'm attempting to actually start expanding it.
That's amazing. When you're not doing all of this stuff, what are your hobbies or what interests? You mentioned Netflix earlier. Does that mean you're a Netflix? What do you do in your free time?
I play racquetball. Do you play racquetball, Brian? Because I'm looking for racquetball partners.
I totally used to play racquetball, actually.
In college?
Meaning, in college or when I was growing up, I totally know the rules to racquetball and could play racquetball.
Were you good?
No. But
would you call yourself a sportsman?
No, I'm a recreational person. I don't think I'd call it sports with the level I played at. But that's to say, for you, so there's racquetball.
Right.
And then, what else?
Oh, I mean, I do like, I'm going to say, I like my stories, which is kind of like what women say about their soap operas, but I do like watching Netflix. I really do.
When you say I like your stories, what stories are you referring to?
Well, no, did you
from
never
certain shows?
Did you never watch All My Children when you came home from kindergarten with your with your parents or your mom specifically, unless your dad really liked soap operas?
No, I can't say that I did.
No? Yeah, me either.
I escaped that apparently. Sadly, I missed that from my childhood. I've been deprived.
I love a good dramatic television show, and I think that's because of the fact that I'm also an emotional songwriter. I love stories, and I say it as a joke, my stories, because I've heard people talk about watching soap operas and they call them their stories. But truthfully, I love a good story. I really do. I can. And this is sad, but this is true. I can figure out a way to cry during a commercial if they told the commercial really well.
That's amazing. All right. So listen, at some time in your life, if you're listening, I want you to watch television with Justin Trawick, because that sounds like maybe a Super Bowl.
Hand in
hand.
I
think a Super Bowl with you with the commercials. Oh, it would be good. Tears would be involved. It would be like an Emmy-winning performance, I'm sure.
Absolutely. We'll just put the mute on when the game happens.
What my favorite question to ask, though, and I definitely want to ask you this, is if you could offer one piece of advice, what would it be?
In terms of what?
However you want to answer it. I'm purposely leaving it open for you. It's a blank canvas, sir. What advice would you offer?
Oh, I would probably say see the sunlight. You know?
See the sunlight? Say more. What does that mean?
I mean, get out. Get out. It is extremely easy, especially when you work for yourself. It is extremely easy to live in your cave, to live in your own world, and to just forget that anything else exists. You know, it's very easy to be. It's very easy to not socialize yourself if no one else is doing it for you. And when I quit when my last day job ended, I kind of really had to learn that. And not learn it the hard way, but I started off at a handicap of not understanding it. So, like, I'd very oftentimes, Brian, not see the sunlight. And because I'd be at home, I'd be working or something like that, and it'd suddenly be 6 o'clock, and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go out and play a gig, and like,
And you didn't leave the house until after it had already gone down.
Right, and no, you gotta have hobbies. I mean, I play racquetball because I meet up with my friends, and I get to hear what's going on in their lives, and then I get to go back into my own world.
Got it. That's all right. Get out and see the sun. I like that. That's good advice. And so one more time, for those folks who want to find out more about you and all the stuff you have going on, where do they go?
My brand new website, Justin Trawick, TRAWICK.com. There's videos, and there's T-shirts, and there's all kinds of music, and
absolutely.
social networks.
Virginia's for ex-lovers. You can get it there.
That's right, man.